Greetings, salutations, and rock and roll to everybody watching this. This is a Squier Stagemaster from, I want to say 2000, 2001. This guitar I haven't actually owned for 20 years. Long story, short version, of course. I saw this guitar in my local guitar shop many moons ago. It was around 2001, hanging up on the door of the shop. At the time, I had a Squier candy apple red and white double fat Strat, and I thought, I want to upgrade to this. Wasn't going to be by much, but an upgrade nonetheless, because I mean, look at it, it's purple for fuck's sake. So I went to try and sell my candy apple double fat red Squier Strat privately, so I could get the money to get this guitar, not knowing at the time, because I was a bit thick, that I could have just put a down payment on this and then paid it off when I had the rest of the money. So when I went back after selling my red guitar to get this purple guitar had gone, and there weren't any more to be bought, unfortunately, because these were a limited run. I don't know why they were limited run, to be honest. These are very nice guitars, to be honest. Now granted, I am more accustomed to lighter guitars like your Ibanez S series and your Music Man Majesty Monarchy series, which are very light guitars but are also fantastic. This guitar at the time when it came out back in the early 2000s was approximately, I want to say, £200, which is about $250 nowadays. So back then it was probably like $1,000. But nonetheless, as you can see, it's well, it has 22 frets. There is a 2-humbucker single coil system on the bridge. Thank you for the ding over there, Mr. Clock. There is a Floyd Rose trem with locking tuners, and the headstock is upside down, as you can see. And people are like, oh my god, it's a left-handed guitar. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the joke, I guess. But I recall seeing this guitar, or a more similar guitar, but actual Fender guitar, used by Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi back in the 80s. I don't remember seeing the video in the 80s, I was a baby back then, but I do recall in later life seeing videos for, I believe it was Living on a Prayer and You Give Love a Bad Name, where he's actually using this kind of guitar in a, I believe, creamy kind of white with a maple fretboard. But this is, I'm going to say, rosewood fretboard with a maple neck. If I can twist that around. Yeah, maple neck. I originally had this set up for standard E, then I dropped it down to drop C because, well, it sounds pretty good. I like how it sounds. It's pretty fucking heavy. So I'll have to take this back to my local guitar shop, get it set up, and hopefully not have to pay much for the service. Hintity hint hint. So with my guitars, I am very much a fan of Dimaggio pickups. In my Ibanez's, I have Dimaggios in all of them, and in my Majesties, I have the Dimaggios that already came with in those guitars, and I love the sound of those pickups. They are fantastic. This guitar, I have not changed the pickups. I have left them as the stock pickups that it came with when I bought it second hand all those years ago. I say second hand when I only have one. Drum roll please. So I know some people would probably say, well, if you change the pickups in your other guitars, why not change the pickups in this guitar? And for me, because I'd spent so long looking for this guitar, and when I tried it out way back when, I remember really liking this guitar. Just the way it plays, the way it sounds, the way it looks as well, because, you know, looks are somewhat important. You know, I mean, I understand that, you know, looking the way I do I mean, I try my best. Not always working, but I try. I think while changing the pickups may enhance the sound, I think in retrospect I'd probably regret it, because it's got a very kind of heavy bluesy sound to this guitar. So let me just display that with some neck pickup action. Pretty nice sound. So the cool thing about this guitar is, because you've got the 2 humbuckers and the single coil in the center, you have a 5-way toggle switch. So this is what it sounds like with just the bridge pickup. Now let's go bridge and single coil. Not bad. It's giving off more of a feedbacky sound though, I noticed, with the bridge and the single coil. So this is just single coil, and I can already hear there's more of a feedbacky kind of sound again. So now we'll do single coil and neck. Not bad. And when you get to the neck pickup, that backgroundy kind of sound is gone, and you get the full richness of the neck tone. Nice. I will say though, if you're going down to heavier tunings like your standard Ds, Cs, drop Cs, all that kind of stuff, best to get heavier gauge strings. These are not as heavy as I would like them to be. I believe these are 9s. I think 10s at the very minimum would work on all these lower tunings, but 11s would definitely heaven them up a bit. But whatever works for you at the end of the day, you know, this is just my perspective, this is my opinion, but I'm pretty sure that most guitar techs, most people that work in guitar stores and shops, and people that know pretty much a lot of stuff about guitars will say heavier strings give out, you know, the heavier tone when you go down to lower tuning. So, but to each their own at the end of the day. So yeah, this is my basic review on this guitar, I guess. I don't know. I guess if I had various guitars to test out and review, I could do this a lot more. But I figured I haven't really seen many reviews on this guitar before. So not many people know about this guitar, but it's somewhat vintage. So I guess you can call this a vintage guitar review. Although, you know, it's not like a 60s Les Paul or anything like that. I want to say my only real gripe with this guitar is the trem bar. So because of my lack of reach, I don't have my trem bar hanging down on the guitar, because anyone with an actual arm and a hand, they can just grab the thing and just use it whenever, and so it can just dangle, blah, 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 blah. But for me, I need the bar to be sturdy and stay in a certain position on the guitar, so that, you know, when I use it, it's there and I don't have to think about trying to grab it and trying to look down. And given that I'm blind as fuck anyway, I need to know that it's going to be there when I need to go for it. So and it does work. It just it screws in with a screw that's been attached to the bar. Because of how this came, when I bought this guitar secondhand, there was no trem bar to be found with it, which kind of sucked. And originally it would have came with a nut bolt situation on the guitar, and then you would have just slid the bar in there and screwed it up, and then just it would be fine. But it had to have a nut attached to it, so it's not as sturdy as I like. As you can see, it's going down a bit, so what you'd have to do is tighten it up, because it's become loose after using it for a little bit. So only downside really, so if you find one that has the trem bar and the nut with it, then good for you, that's all I can say. But these guitars are out there, they are in the universe somewhere. You can probably find one of these on eBay for sure. I mean, may not be this exact color. I mean, I'm all about purple guitars. As anyone that's ever watched any of my videos knows that I'm a purple guitar addict. Pretty much everything purple. I mean, I'm wearing purple right now, so you can see that. But as you can see, this is galactic purple with a headstock and a matching body, and, you know, and the white shield, and the knobs and the buttons and the pickups, and yeah, with the chrome hardware, it just looks fucking cool. What else can I say? It's really, really cool. I like the neck on it as well. The neck is quite thin, similar-ish to that of a Ibanez S series, I want to say. I can't remember when the Ibanez S series brought out their guitars, because their necks are very similar in that regard. Maybe slightly wider, I want to say, but very good necks, very good fingerboards. What can I say? It's just really, really cool. So that's the end of this review for this guitar. If you guys want me to review more guitars, then please write to some guitar companies and get them to send me some guitars, and I'll review them for you. Nonetheless, thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, follow me on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. There's music online at my own Bandcamp store, which is benjaminteacher.bandcamp.com. Link is in the description, and there's links to my website, which is benjaminteacheronline.com. There you'll find links to Bandcamp and Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all other places where you can download and, I want to say, stream music. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.